This show and all shows of the Over the Bars podcast is brought to you by Patreon.com and all of our Patreon subscribers, sponsors, pledges, money givers, charitable individuals. Thank you to our patrons. If you would like to become a patron of the Over the Bars podcast, go to Patreon, patreon.com/overthebars. On the right side of our patron page, you will see the ability to become a patron. There's a red button that says Become a Patron. Just simply click that button. The first tier of our patronage is called Fan of the Show. And this is the initial package for the core group of patrons. $5 just gives us a little bit of money. Helps us keep doing the show. The second tier is the Sticker Pack Superfan. For $10 or more a month, you'll receive an OTB sticker pack mailed to your front door every month. Cool one-offs, rare color combos, new designs monthly. So everybody that was pledged over $10, or $10 or more, actually, not only did they get the sticker packs every month, but they also got a t-shirt for free, shipped to them for free in their size last month in September. That was part of the package. We just decided to throw in a little something extra. And then we have the Super Duper Fan Pack, Tier 3. And then we ship you, for $15 or more, we ship you a custom packet filled with customized OTB stickers with your name printed right into the sticker. Every month you'll receive a new envelope with assorted stickers and a wide variety of fresh designs for your flexing pleasure. Also, your name will be mentioned as one of our key patrons. So I'd like to give a really big shout out to our friends Dylan Diornellis, Jesse Anderson, Christopher McKillop, Corey Hipp, and Dan Bax. I'd also like to thank all of our Patreon subscribers, but specifically these 5 off the top. Fantastic people, really helping us continue doing the show. Also, I'd like to thank Bar to Bar MX, who has become our newest corporate sponsor of the Over the Bars podcast. If you'd like to be one of those, the information can be found on the Patreon account website. So let's take care of a little bit of quick business. We're going to give you a new little customized commercial for Bar to Bar, and then the OTB song, and then of course you'll hear what the latest from Donnell's Motorcycles is. All right, let's hear from it.
Hey, Bar to Bar is having the second round of the Kansas versus Oklahoma border battle. Round 1 was at Tulsa MX on September 17th, and this round, the finals, are November 4th and 5th at Bar to Bar. Saturday practice, $25. That's November 4th, and then on Sunday they're having the full scale of races, and it's going to be a banger. I know that they had like 400 entries at the first race at Tulsa MX, and then this is going to be the one to settle the score for the Kansas versus Oklahoma border battle. And then after that, Bar to Bar is having the Pro-Am at the first ever Pro-Am. That's November 17th and 19th. They've got a $3,000 payout. Saturday practice 10 to 2, and then races on Sunday. Don't forget to bring your AMA card. They are an AMA-sanctioned track. Check it out, bar2barmx.com. 2 big races coming up in the month of November. Be there or don't. You win or lose. OTB, over the bars. OTB. Jared Tebo.
I'm on OTB.
Joe Bornhorst.
How's it going?
OTB.
Honda CRF 450R for 2018 features an all-new downdraft air intake and fuel injection layout that achieves a potent, broad spread of torque, but it also allows for heavier components to be located as centrally and low as possible, so that all power can be effectively utilized. In addition, the vehicle packaging results in nimble cornering, while updated suspension settings to the Showa shock and 49mm coil spring fork improve handling. Corresponding with the addition of an electric starter powered by a lightweight lithium-ion battery, the Kickstarter lever has been removed in order to save precious weight. An updated ECU setting means power delivery is more usable than ever, and the big CRF still has great features like a titanium fuel tank, engine mode select button, and wave pattern 260mm front brakes. Add it all together and you've got a bike that delivers even better on its promise of the absolute whole shot. If you're interested in the 2018 CRF 450R by Honda, go to Donnell's Motorcycles at 17851 East US Highway 40, Independence, Missouri. Give them a call at 816-478-9393. Open until 4 on Saturday.
We are now recording.
Boom.
Okay, so I forgot the
Master database.
the hard drive. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot the hard drive, and so we're just winging it. Yeah, we don't have any of our settings. We don't have any of our music. Nothing. So I'm going to obviously, whenever the people listen to this, they're going to hear this, and then it'll be totally different than the way that we hear it right now. But yeah, it's happening.
It's happening.
Okay, so I really want to talk about RC cars specifically on this podcast. I know that we just did Monster Cup, which we talked about that on the last one with Bart and Josh, and then we just had Red Bull Straight Rhythm this last weekend. But again, if you want to hear about those, I didn't go there. You didn't go there. We watched it on TV. We have the same amount of information as everybody other.
I watched part of it.
Because
the Red Bull TV app kept crashing. So I only watched what wasn't crashed out.
You watched on the Red Bull TV app?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Was there another way?
Yeah, you watch it on YouTube.
Well, okay, I didn't think about that. But was it live on YouTube?
If you know how to find the stream, yeah. Everything's live on YouTube.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you can find anything you want on YouTube. You just got to know how to find the stream. And it'll never be titled. You'll never find the Red Bull Straight Rhythm stream. You won't get on there and type in Red Bull Straight Rhythm 2017 stream. It won't pop up. Oh. It's always titled something else. That's like at home whenever I watch the Chiefs games.
Yeah.
I watch them on YouTube Live.
Really?
Yes. You know what they're titled? Something totally, like literally nothing. The last one that I watched was called Another New Day. Now,
Another New Day.
Now, how would you ever find that on YouTube? You wouldn't. Because there's literally a billion things.
Another New Day.
With those three words in it.
So it's like an undercover market.
Correct.
Like a black market for live TV.
That's exactly what it is. All you have to do is get on Google. There's this powerful search engine called Google. Google.
Okay.
So you get on Google and type in, like I would type in, Reddit NFL stream. Okay.
Why Reddit?
Have you ever been on Reddit?
No.
Do you know what it is?
Not really.
It's like the ultimate forum.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there are these things called subreddits. Okay. So like I'm sure that there's a gigantic subreddit for RC car racing.
Maybe. Okay.
I guarantee it.
Okay.
All right, so if you wanted to get on and type in Reddit RC car racing, like
Okay.
in Google, it would take you to the master subreddit of RC car racing. And then there are subreddits within each deal the same way. Like if there was, let's say, rcracingforum.com.
Okay.
And on that website or on that forum, you had general discussion, tech tips, race setup, trash talk, etc. The same way like Vital is. So you have the subreddit of being RC cars. And then the subs of that subreddit, general discussion, trash talk, etc. So if you know how to find it by clicking the right buttons, you can find anything. Like I could pull up on my computer right now anything that's being streamed on or aired on Dish, AT&T, whatever. Every single channel that can be bought is being streamed right now, live, 24/7. It never ends.
Who's streaming it? Just random people?
Just random people, the same way that they used to with Napster and Kazaa. Yeah,
What was that one that just killed everybody's computer?
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, LimeWire was like the ultimate virus downloader.
Yes.
So let's talk RC cars.
Time out.
Go.
First, let's talk about your hat. Jeffrey is wearing a Red Bull hat. Not a Red Bull hat that you can buy at the store.
No, you can't buy Red Bull hats at the store.
I didn't know that actually, but maybe that's why I don't see very many of them.
There's only one way to get a Red Bull hat. Only one way.
You stole it from someone who earned a Red Bull hat that no longer has a Red Bull hat because you're wearing it. Or you went to China and in fine print somewhere on there it says Red Ball instead of Red Bull.
Nope. No to the second one. Okay, so
You did steal it.
I didn't steal it.
You borrowed it. And you just haven't
I
given it back.
didn't borrow it. Nope. Mm-mm. No. All right, there's a loophole here.
Okay.
All right.
They
So
got fired. They went to burn them and trash them, and you dug them out of the trash.
see, now you're onto something.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so there is a name brand household rider who lives in Florida we'll just say lives in Florida and no longer races. Now that could be taken
Okay.
in about 6 different ways
Yes, it could.
that have been sponsored by Red Bull.
Okay.
And one of them, or they all, see, this is the thing about Red Bull athletes. They will get Red Bull merchandise shipped to them monthly by like the box. And we're talking about like my suitcase here,
Yeah.
about 3 times that size.
Just piled with stuff.
To the point to where they have no option but to just, it just fills up their house. And they can't give it away to their friends, because they're not Red Bull athletes. They can do one thing and one thing only, throw it away. And I just happen to know where a dumpster was that Red Bull merchandise was being thrown away into. And I also have, not only do I have a Red Bull hat, I also have a Team USA Motocross Donations hat.
So what you're telling me is if the right bum hangs out around the right dumpster, he is going to be set for days with Red Bull. He's going to be the Red Bull Bum of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. So in 2008, I believe it was, I went and did the Spring National at...
Colorado.
No. Amateur National.
Oh.
At Oak Hill. And this was whenever One Industries was making all of the Rockstar Energy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I happened to be wearing a Rockstar hat that I got for free, and then a Rockstar basketball jersey that I bought on clearance on Motorsport.
Good place, a good way to shop for apparel.
Yeah. And I was fully kitted, very sponsored looking. And my dad and I went to like KFC or some other place like that to grab dinner after the races one night. And one of the kids behind the counter, we went to Whataburger, excuse me.
Dinner of Champions.
Yeah. So there was a kid behind the counter that said, dude, where did you get that Rockstar merchandise? And I was like, can't tell you, man. He's like, no, really? I was like, well, I'm sponsored by Rockstar. And he was like, what? Really? I was like, yeah, man. He's like, so you just get like lots of Rockstar stuff? That's so cool. I was like, yeah, dude, yeah. He's like, so would you like give me your hat? I was like, how much money do you have? He's like, on me? I said, yeah. He said, $65. I was like, I'll give you. I was like, you want to buy the hat for $65? He's like, no way. I'm not buying a hat for $65. I was like, I'll give you the jersey that I'm wearing right now and the hat for $65. Okay. So I took the shirt off in the front of Whataburger and the hat, handed it over the counter, and the kid gave me $65.
Did you stay at Whataburger and eat shirtless?
I went outside.
Ah.
Yeah, this is after we had.
Did he ever ask what you were sponsored for?
Nope. Didn't matter.
Didn't care.
No, he
Jeffrey Crutcher.
He was going to go party that night in fully Rockstarred out gear.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
Little did he know it belonged to a gay porn star. Sponsored by Rockstar.
Bisexual.
Ah. my mistake.
Porn star. How dare you, sir?
Brought to you by Rockstar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does Rockstar have a...
Porn star team? I don't know.
No. Who does their gear now?
Man, one did it for so long, and then
Is it Thor?
No.
What's Anderson wear?
Thor, you're right.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. I don't know if they officially do it, but I think you're
Does
right.
Wilson wear Thor too?
No, he wears O'Neill.
Oh, so maybe they don't have a specific somebody.
They might not, no. They may, but they may not.
Yeah.
We can't verify that.
No.
We can neither confirm nor deny.
That's correct.
Okay, so let's talk RC cars.
Okay, RC cars.
Go.
Our dear friend. Well, let's start with our dear friend Jared Tebo.
Should we call him?
We can.
I'm just gonna call him out of the blue. I'm sure he's not doing anything on Wednesday night at 7:30.
No, probably not. I bet he is.
You think he would like it if I called him and was like, "Hey, Jared, you're live on OTB. Heard you got your ass whooped in Indiana."
No.
He wouldn't like that?
No.
Okay.
I think he'd be... I think he came back and got second, but that wasn't enough for $1,000.
No.
But we could ask him.
Yeah. And we are dialing. Don't you just love the way that sounds?
Yo,
Hey, buddy, you're on OTB
I'm on OTV.
right now.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike and I are in studio, and we were talking about your recent trip to Indiana.
Yeah.
We were talking that we were discussing the fact that we can't remember the last time. I can't remember the last time you were in a B main.
Oh, unfortunately, it wasn't that long ago. I was in the B Main International this year.
You didn't have to
At
tell
the 10
everybody that.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said a word about that.
That's funny because Mike was like, it had to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was really talking about too.
No, maybe like 2 months.
Oh,
So,
But I was able to bump out at the dirt oval race, so that was nice.
did you win any money?
I won $150.
for second place,
Yep.
Oh,
and first place played $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
now let me ask
I
you
was
this.
1.4 seconds off the leader.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did it fire you up to do it again, or was it like, this is stupid, I'm out?
I would say probably fire me up more to do it again. I had a blast, Monday or not. It was super fun. I would rather do it at a different track, not one that had so much grip.
Do you know that on the podium you have certain faces that you make that if anyone knows you at all, you can tell whether you're happy or disappointed with your results?
No, I didn't know that.
You had a very, I'm coming back for you folks face on the podium. But you were smiling.
Nice.
Yeah, but
I was surprised. I was in a better mood than I would have expected myself to be in, with how bad I was doing all day. So I actually had a good time the whole trip.
So just to clarify, because we kind of jumped the ship here, so you went and did a dirt oval race in Indiana that had $1,000 purse for first place, and I mean you struggled through the night. I mean, was it just that on the dirt oval that you're used to doing around here is more of a looser grip track versus what you were doing up there was a little more grippy, or what?
Yeah, the track was way different. Mainly, the tracks I've been driving at, I like try to make my car have the most power possible, and a lot of the oval guys seem like their cars are quite a bit slower. And when I went there, I thought my car was just having like a big understeer problem, but it turned out I just had way too much power in my car. So I was doing all of these setup changes all during practice and qualifying. It wasn't making any difference. And then after the last qualifier, I geared my car like 6 teeth under what it should be, and I turned my power way down because I didn't have a slower motor with me. I only brought a 5.5, and the other top guys are running 7.5s. So that was the main issue. On the high grip, you needed to be able to not let off the gas all the way in the corner.
Okay.
Because when you got on the gas, it had so much grip, your car wanted to just go out to the wall. So it was just a totally different driving style, where the other tracks I've driven at, I've used brakes in the corners, which most oval people, I guess, don't use the brakes in the turns. So I was just driving different. And then when I was there, I needed my car to be slower so that I could not have to let off the throttle all the way, so that I could just keep constant throttle on the car so that it didn't want to just jump out to the wall and not turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so oval is now behind you though for this year.
Yep.
Now it's all about China
till I don't know when, sometime next year.
And you leave for China, what, 2 weeks? Week and a half?
November 8th.
Yes, for the Worlds.
Yep.
Okay, so you've won a two-wheel drive Worlds, you won a four-wheel drive Worlds. The only Worlds you haven't won is 8 scale, correct?
Yeah.
Which do you feel most confident going into two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive?
I don't know. I would say, I don't know. If you would have asked me a week ago, I would have said two-wheel drive. But I made some pretty good progress with my four-wheel this past weekend in Wisconsin. So, I don't know. I would say I'm feeling pretty good for both my classes, actually.
Well, that's good. And do we know It is being run outdoors, correct? On loose dirt?
I don't think it's going to be loose dirt,
no,
but
not
it
loose
is
dirt.
outdoors.
It is outdoors.
I don't think loose dirt.
Okay.
But the track is a unknown.
In China?
So, yeah.
I think everything in China is unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it, though. I don't know. I think the unknown's kind of cool. I think that kind of, mixes up the field even a little bit more, It's like, I don't really know what to expect. Should be interesting.
And there was no warm-up race this year, was there?
Nope.
I just thought about
no
that.
warm-up race. There's never been a 10-scale track at that facility, so I don't think anyone's ever raced 10-scale there, besides like touring car, something like that.
Well, should be either really good or really bad.
Yep. Yeah, it should be interesting. I would think they have the track built now, so I would hopefully some pictures or something pops up here soon.
If not, you know all about track building, so
I'll have to.
You have to step in and just finish track up for them.
Yeah. Yeah, my track building is not too great.
Jared, you've raced in China before, haven't you?
I haven't. Nope.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to China.
Wow, that's awesome. So you got a full first. And when's the race, though?
I think it's like the 11th through the 17th or 18th, something like that.
Okay. Cool.
So,
well, buddy,
yep.
hey, I just wanted to touch base. We just wanted to touch base with you really quickly and see how what the deal was with your dirt oval second place. Hey, think about it this way. You're the number 2 winner instead of being the.
I think I was the number 1 loser, actually.
Damn it.
No, what is it they call it? You're the vice champion.
Vice champion.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't really buy all that. I would say I was the first person that didn't win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. We'll let you move on with your evening and good luck in China, bro.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Hey, are you going to be at Midwest Extreme on Saturday?
No, I'm not. I'm going to go to Oklahoma this weekend. Chris Thies and I, we're going to go ride a private track tomorrow, and then we're going to hit OMC on Friday, and then Reynolds on Saturday. We wanted to get some red dirt action.
Man, thanks for the invite. Jeez.
Well, I mean, if you want to go, do you have an extended cab truck and feel like pulling a trailer?
No.
Yeah, see, that's where we all run into is most of us either have not enough room for 3 bikes or don't want to pull a trailer.
I do have a truck though that I could put my own bike in and sit in the seat and drive myself.
Hey, Jared, if you want to come ride in Oklahoma tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday, feel more than free. I will give you all the information of where we will be at. How about that, bud?
Nice. I'm going to have to check with the boss.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you go. I just cooked some dinner for the family. We're getting ready to sit down, and I will talk to you guys later.
All right. Take care, Jared.
See ya.
Factory Kyosho, Jared Tebo.
Jared Tebo. Tebo.
Kyosho Tebo.
Tebo?
Tebo Kyosho.
Yep. This got way out of hand real fast.
I'm just trying to drum something up here.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a little piece and I want to roll with it.
Mm-hmm. I have an RC thing.
Jared's son Tiyosho. Tishobo. Jared's son.
That's what I was getting ready to say to you. He just had one of the Kyosho engineers from Japan come over and stay with him, and they just did some prototype testing and all that kind of stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but everybody's that works at Kyosho,
hardcore Japanese.
Yeah, so Kyosho is not that strange of a name for them.
No, I understand that.
Akabugi was the other guy's name.
Akabugi.
That wasn't right. It was something like that, though.
What does the name Kyosho come from? Do you know?
I think it's the guy's name.
Okay.
I believe.
So is it like a family-run business? Kyosho family car.
Family run like Honda is family run. Mm-hmm. So yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay. I'm with you.
I don't know. I don't know if there's an actual Kyosho left. Like, I don't know if that.
Do you have anybody else you'd like to call?
I do. He is testing at the moment.
What does that mean?
Well, he's on the racetrack.
Where at? Who are we speaking about?
We're speaking about Mr. Joe Bornhorst.
Joe Bornhorst?
Yes.
Where's Joe Bornhorst from?
He's from Ohio.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pro racer?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the one that we chit-chatted about one time. Broke his leg really bad, race motocross.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Okay, now let me just look up a couple names here.
Okay, look up a couple names.
And see if you've got them in your Rolodex.
Okay,
because
let me get my Rolodex out.
Yeah, pull that bad boy out and get the flipping.
Okay. While we're doing this, can I tell you an RC story?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so I wrote this article. I wrote this article for my day job. And it was about, long story short, there's this track in Arizona, this RC track, and the word is this guy went there. He's like a safety guy, kind of like Scott Gebkin, actually, just a big, giant fun sucker. And he goes there, and he had a bad time, and I guess some guys made him mad or whatever, so he turned the track into the city for being not up to code, and it shut the track down.
What?
Yes. So
What a sore loser.
Right. Okay, well, this track also hosts like the biggest event, one of the biggest events in America every year. Well, now they don't have a place to, I mean, they could find another one, but it's kind of like tradition, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I wrote this article about the whole thing, and but I ventured off on the fact that part of the reason the track was shut down was because the wheelchair ramp was not ADA accessible. So I wrote an article talking about how me personally, like I've hung out of Bobcat buckets and off cranes and forklifts and dangled from this and that and whatever to race my RC car, and I don't care as long as I get to race. Like that's all I care about. So I had this guy who messages me on Facebook, and he tells me that I am encouraging ableism, which I didn't know what that was, so I Google it, and that I am discriminating against handicapped people and wheelchairs.
How? How?
I don't know, but I said, you know that I'm in one, and he said, yeah, that's what makes this more, whatever.
More egregious.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you talking about? But then I was talking to somebody, I was telling somebody the story, and they said he's just a whack job, and he's like a not a
Like a trouble starter?
no, not like a psychiatrist, but like a social worker type guy or something. But anyway, so he told me all this different stuff, and he was telling me how basically that I don't know what people in wheelchairs would want. And
Did he know that you were?
Yeah. Like he fully knew. And he was telling me that I was discriminating against wheelchairs and that I was unthoughtful and I was disrespectful and blah, blah, blah. Just because I said I would rather see a track with a steep ramp that's not up to safety code rather than not have a track at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he got mad because according to him, I put an RC car above my anatomy. That was the words he used.
And
just telling you that I just had to get that off my chest.
that doesn't make any sense.
No, does not.
Because no shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, who was the guy that Jared Tebo was in a whip contest with?
No, I don't have his number, but that is Wally.
Wally. Just Wally.
Wally Builds. Nick I've drawn a blank.
You don't remember this guy's name?
Nick Watlett. Wally.
Is that it?
Yeah, Wally. I just know him as Wally. Works for Team Associated.
Yeah, Nick Watlett.
Yeah.
We don't have any way to get a hold of him?
Not other than hit message.
You think Tebow has his number?
Maybe. Watlett works for Associated.
I see that.
Tebow drives for Kyosho, so I don't know.
You don't think they're friends?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Not a clue.
I'm going to hit pause while we do a little reconnaissance.
Okay.
And Joe Bornhorst. Dialing.
Bring.
Does he have any nicknames that you know of?
No, not that I know of.
Hello.
Joe.
What's going on?
Hey, it's Jeff with OTB. Mike's here with me.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Hey, so right before you picked up, I asked Mike if you have any nicknames.
Okay.
Do you?
Nope.
What the fuck, man? Shouldn't it be like, I don't know, the Borner or Borny or I don't know.
My wife calls him Bornhorst.
Bornhorst.
What, Mike, weren't you calling me John Dowd for a second?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, is he like a late bloomer?
Duh. John Dowd. Oh, no. Okay, so this crazy guy
Yeah.
gets started in RC cars like age of 18.
Late bloomer.
Yeah, and then shows up and now he's doing his thing.
Joe, what are you doing right now? You're doing tire tack?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just gluing a bunch of tires for this weekend.
What's this weekend?
Masters of Dirt in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I was supposed to go to that. Pretty disappointed now.
So I'm gluing up a shit ton of tires.
What tires?
Clay Positrons.
Okay.
Did you say Myrtle Beach, like Florida?
Since when is Myrtle Beach in Florida?
What the fuck is my... what am I thinking of? Oh, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Sorry.
Since when is Myrtle Beach in Florida?
Dog, listen.
They're close.
I've done many things today. One of them is not my geography lesson. So anyway, what are you racing this weekend? Like what classes?
10 scale 4-wheel drive buggy, 2-wheel drive buggy, and stadium truck.
Ooh, you're racing stadium truck?
Yeah, Brian Lewis got me a rent-a-ride stadium truck.
Gross.
What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean gross? How dare you look at... Okay, Joe, sorry. Go ahead. Talk more about the stadium truck class. I'm intrigued. Tell me all about it.
So basically, I haven't ran one in like 4 years. And I haven't even seen the truck that I'm running this weekend yet.
Is it Brian's?
No, but it's an X-ray, and he's like working on it for me, getting it going.
So whenever you say stadium truck, is that like Traxxas trucks?
No.
Dude, okay, I'm not an RC guy. I'm a moto guy. So whenever you say...
So Traxxas like is to RC cars as gas is to dirt bikes.
Okay.
You just don't do it.
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Okay. So what a stadium truck is like...
or like TM or something.
Okay.
So
Hey,
stadium truck is like... are you a TM? Please don't tell me you're a TM guy.
No, I'm not a TM guy, but I just did a sticker kit for a guy on a TM, and it's a fucking cool-ass bike.
So it's basically a 2-wheel drive with bigger tires and like a truck-looking body on it.
Mike just
like
showed me
longer.
Mike just showed me a photo of it.
So you're running so you run the new Techno 4-wheel buggy.
Yep. And then a low-C 2-wheel drive buggy and an X-ray stadium truck.
Wow, you are just a worldly guy. That is fantastic.
Are you not like a single manufacturer guy? Like you don't stick to anyone?
No, just I'm a Techno guy.
Okay.
But Techno's only 10 scale as a 4-wheel drive buggy. So.
And is that like your main? Is that your main deal? Is the 10 scale?
Yeah.
How do you?
No, I'm an 8 scale guy.
Okay. Well, how does one get to?
I'm an extra.
Okay. So how do you get like through trial and error? How do you get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna say screw it to the rest of the scales. 8th scale nitro is my shit.
Well, to me, to be like one of the top elite guys, you kind of have to be both.
What do you mean what do you mean by both?
8 scale like nitro and also 10 scale electric.
What's the strategy there?
So like, there's some guys that just do nitro and are just 8 scale guys.
Uh-huh.
And then there's some guys that are just 10 scale guys. But then there's like the handful, like, 5 top elite guys that do both and are badass at both. And I'm trying to become one of those.
It'd be like racing Supercross and outdoors.
Okay.
It'd be like there's some guys only ride outdoors, some guys only ride Supercross. But then there's a select few that kick ass at both.
Yeah. So like Baggett is super dialed at outdoors, but kind of struggles on indoors.
Uh-huh.
But Tomac can rip on both.
I'm with you.
There's a select few that can rip on both.
And is it, or do you have like one style of track that you're better at, or does it depend on the car that you're driving for the day?
I kind of prefer like the more technical stuff, like more supercrossy, jumpy, got to set up for the next section, jump off axis kind of thing.
Do you like carpet?
And then I didn't the first 2 days I was there. And the last couple of days I was there, it was fun once we got it figured out.
You totally blew it. I thought you were going to give me a really cool story about how much you hated carpet.
No.
So that you actually liked it by the
air.
time?
I don't know if we're on the air or not yet.
We're on the air.
Yeah, we have been since we called you.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Oh, okay."
So yeah, I enjoy carpet.
That's the on-air answer. Love it. Perfect. Great.
Why do you?
No, like just because we didn't have any experience going into it, and we were just kind of scratching our heads the first couple of days. It wasn't a whole lot of fun the first couple of days. But then every day it got better, and I kind of learned more what to expect and figured out the cars more. And like honestly, the last couple of days I had a lot of fun.
Joe,
when you say the cars are better and stuff. So
when you say we, what do you mean by we?
Me and then my teammate Ryan Lutz is the other factory driver for Techno.
Okay.
And then we have another factory driver. He's like one step below. Like he doesn't make a living at it, but he's get like some travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Mason Epley.
Okay.
And then also our team manager is there. So we had, we're all racing for the 4-wheel drive buggy class and just all working together and stuff. And like we were all trying stuff and all just changing stuff every run the first couple of days. And then we kind of settled on what was good. And then kind of just started racing once our cars were good. So
it looks like starting out Mason was the most comfortable.
Yeah, he definitely had the most time on 10 scale. Like he's been doing 10 scale now the last couple of years.
When was the last time you even raced, like seriously raced 10 scale, let alone carpet?
Back when I was on Serpent.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay.
So that was 3.5 years ago? Something like that? Or was it 4 years? 3? I don't even know. 3 or 4 years. That was the last time that I'd driven a 2-wheel drive car.
Okay, so Jeff... Go ahead.
Then I ran a 4-wheel drive buggy once at one race like 2 years ago. But other than that, that's it. Only 10 scale knowledge that I had. So going into that carpet race, like one, not racing 10 scale for, 3.5 years, and 2, never racing carpet. I was just like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. I'll try my best. And I ended up making both mains, and I got 7th in 4-wheel drive and 10th in 2-wheel drive. So it's pretty cool.
Not too shabby. Okay, so Jeff, the race that we're talking about, okay, so there's a race called the IIC,
okay,
which is on-road cars, and it's done in the Westgate Casino in Las Vegas.
Like on the casino floor?
Well, in like a...
It's in a ballroom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been probably the largest on-road race in America for a lot of years. But this year was the first year that after the on-road race, they brought in like wooden jumps, and on the carpet track, they did an off-road race on the carpet.
So you raced off-road.
You just have to show them a video on my Facebook or on Techno's Facebook.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll show you a video.
Of the track.
Yeah.
Okay. So you raced essentially
Techno posted a pretty cool video.
Off-road cars on carpet. So you had to set up an off-road car
With
for
jumps.
carpet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we basically had to make it good on going Mach 3 on carpet through the corners, but also jump a jump and land a jump good.
So do you have to, okay.
Which both of those things,
Well, if you're a supercross,
both of those things are hard to have.
if you're more of a technical supercross-like driver, then I figure that would be something that you would adapt to pretty quickly, because it sounds like you would set the car up pretty stiff, would you not? Because I would assume...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But then whenever the car is really stiff, then it probably... upon like...
Doesn't jump all that well.
Exactly. So it springs up
Because
a little high.
you have to set it up, yeah. You have to set it up really stiff and then really low ride height. And a lot of your, jump landing comes from the ride height and like how much droop you have. You can probably tell them what droop is real quick.
It's okay. So when you pick your car up and the arms drop down,
Yeah.
how far they drop is.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you?
So like how much travel?
Yep.
Like how much travel you have is how much droop you have, and you can change that to change how much how your car handles and stuff. And then we set ride height, which is kind of like setting sag.
Yeah.
And you had your ride height really low, so that your car wouldn't roll too much. Because if it rolls too much, it's going to fly off the track.
Yeah.
But you want the higher ride height to jump a jump and land a jump better.
So I would
it's kind of finding the happy medium.
I would assume that whenever you land off of a jump and you don't have much suspension to absorb the landing, that the car would tend to bounce up on impact.
For sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So your landing had to be completely precise. You had to have your car angle, completely right with the downside of the jump.
Yeah.
You had to, be either on the brake or on the throttle, for what's coming up next. And everything had to be completely perfect. If it wasn't perfect, you flew off the track.
So with cars that are, okay, so like this is sounds like it was a pretty unique race. Are there guys that like specialize in carpet tracks with wooden jumps, or is that more just like a deal?
It's a lot bigger over in Europe.
Okay.
And there is a few guys that do kind of specialize in it. But there was a lot of the race. It started on Sunday and ended on Thursday. And it's kind of a weird schedule just because of how they had to do it to rent out the ballroom.
Okay.
So there wasn't like a whole lot of just weekend warriors there. There was a lot more guys that either do it for a living or are pretty highly sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
That can kind of, maybe don't have a day job. They race RC cars or something. So there wasn't a whole lot of just mass entries, but there was a lot of pro drivers there.
So essentially the cream rose to the top for this event,
right?
And you didn't have the filler entries.
Right. So it's basically like, going to Anaheim 1, but only the top 20 guys that are going to be in the main show up. So the main's still super legit, but you just don't have the heats and LCQs.
It'd be like the Canadian round of Supercross.
Yeah. So whenever you whenever you get a 7th, you said you got a 7th and a 10th.
Yeah.
Is there a payout for that? Not from Techno or your other endorsement deals, but just like at the event.
No, there's really only like maybe a handful throughout the year races that actually do a payout. And, those are, kind of advertised beforehand.
Yeah.
The rest of it is either, from our salaries or from our contingency deals or, all that kind of stuff. But very rarely do the races even have a payout. Like not even like the majors of the year, like the nationals or there's a race called the Dirt Nitro Challenge. And it's like probably the biggest 8-scale nitro race of the year in the U.S.
We were just talking
that doesn't have a payout for the race. And so
Mike and I have been talking about this for pretty much as long as we've been doing OTB about why, and this is, my outsider view of it, because it sounds like if I go race on Sunday at Raynard Raceway in Oklahoma, there will be probably no more entries than what there would be like a Saturday night RC car race, just like a local race.
Right.
And I'm talking about total class entries. And it sounds like the entry fees are almost parallel with motocross and RC. And what I don't understand is why they don't pay back in the in like one class where it's like, see, Mike and I have like tried to conceptualize why isn't there not necessarily like a pro class, but a money class where it's like if you race like a nitro 8th scale or electric 10th scale or whatever it would be, if you enter that class as just like the sportsman or I can't remember the name of the classes, but like if you enter like the class, why not say, why not have the promoter say, okay, we're going to pick this class tonight to be the payback class, and then they just pay back 100% of the entries? Or
Right.
it'd be, why not have like another class that if you pay for one class, then you can race this other class for the same amount of money, but it's 150% payback. What, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you could answer that better than Mike can as to why.
Honestly, I don't know, because, you know, you go to these huge races and, you know, just by knowing how much it does cost to enter the races and stuff, I would imagine that the promoters are making a pretty decent chunk of change. But, you know, I grew up racing dirt bikes my whole life. So,
right.
You know, at the end, right before I got hurt, I was racing A class, and I could go, you know, anywhere. And like you said, there's 100% payback here. There's 150% payback here. One track in Ohio had a 300% payback.
Yeah. What track was that?
You know, you can go Spring Valley.
Okay. I just watched a GoPro video from there not that long ago.
Yeah, it used to be sick. I don't think it's there anymore, but it used to be really cool. And that was like a hot spot for all the local pros, because we'd all go there, and you know, if you won, you could make a few $100.
Well, shit, dude. Even with like around here, whenever we have a 200% payback, if there's 5 guys, and you win, you're going home with a couple $100 per class.
Yeah.
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 And but I don't understand.
I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, though. I mean,
and Mike posted.
You would think that there would be more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Mike posted a thing on Facebook, an entire subject about kind of like an open forum as to see why people don't want to race for money, or why they do want to race for money. And what I got from it is that, unlike in motocross, where it's like if you start pulling cheap shots out on the track or riding dirty, you have like a physical price to pay, you know, of risking your own body. Where like, if, you know, like on a motocross track, you go in to take somebody out, there's a chance you might take yourself out and get hurt.
Right.
Whereas with an RC car, because you're not physically in the car, about the only damage that you might suffer is having someone throw their transmitter at your head on the transmitter tower.
Right.
You know, and it's more of it's less about what happens out on the track, and more the after effect, or, you know, what people would say to each other, or the retaliation. Because it seems like a guy could totally come in and just clean somebody out on the RC car track, and I mean, sure, they might rip an A arm off, but then they're out,
right,
you know, $20 or whatever it costs. But versus motocross, where there's a higher price to pay. And what I'm trying to get at is, in the RC world locally, what I see is that people don't want to race for money, because then it takes the quote unquote hobby out of the hobby.
Right.
And I get that.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I
get that entirely. But on the other hand, it's almost as if people were thinking, if you enter this class, then you're forced to race for money permanently, or that it turns you pro or whatever, instead of the promoter being like, no, hey, we want to attract bigger names, to where it's like guys like you could essentially afford. I mean, okay, so you've got your salary from the companies that you drive for. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to pass up on a potential $300 win 45 miles from your house. I mean, if there's a race that's paying, you know, and you know that you've got a good shot of making that money, then it brings a little bit of the star power out, and then it raises. You see what I'm saying? And it can, in my eyes, it can only advance the sport as far as skill level, and build it bigger on like a local level. Now, it may scare a couple of people away, but what you'd have to explain to people is, this is not to take away from another class. This is an additional class.
Right.
And I
mean, there can be, you know, say the best track in Ohio having a race.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're racing for bowling trophies, or there can be some dude in their backyard has a little, you know, tiny RC track, and he's offering $300 to win.
Yeah.
Guess where I'm going to be that weekend?
You're going to be at the $300 payout.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and like regardless of what your salary is, it's money's still money. I mean, I talked to Jared Tebo about this ad nauseum at the motocross track where we were like, I'm like, Jared, okay, let's say that Fastlane was having, you know, a pro or a payout night where one of the classes was like $500 plus 100%. Would you be there? He's like, dude, without any hesitation, I would be there. And it's,
Right.
but without that, how many guys like you that are, you know, that are factory backed are just going to, you know, your rank and file RC car tracks on the weekends if there's no payout?
Right. You know, like I've seen that what Jared's been doing that oval stuff, and like you said, there's, you know, payouts for that, and I think that's cool as hell. I mean, like I think he went, you know, traveled to a race that was decently far away from him. It was maybe like 1,000 to win the feature.
We just got off
That's
the phone.
sick.
We just got off the phone with him right before we called you, and talked about that.
Yeah.
He was 1.4 seconds away from $1,000, but he got 150 instead.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that for racing an RC car in a circle. Hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Have you ever raced oval?
But, so there was this hole in the wall place, and every year, they had what they called the truck nats.
Okay.
And it was a stadium truck class. And they'd get like, you know, their local guys that have stadium trucks that have never done anything but oval.
Okay.
And like they'd have, say, 50 stadium truck entries for this race. It was like their big race of the year.
Okay.
So we heard about this, and I borrowed a stadium truck, and a few other off-road guys all got stadium trucks all together. And we were like, screw it, let's go try some oval. We were home that weekend and stuff. So I went out there, and there was these hardcore oval guys had all these like cut tires, and like all they do is turn left. And I had never driven it before. It wasn't even my truck or anything. And I think I ended up winning by like 2 laps.
Did you really?
So yeah, it was sick. So now my name is on the side of some random barn in the middle of nowhere at this oval track in Ohio. Yeah, probably will never be there again, but my name is on that barn.
I can see it. Big shiny letters. John, Joe Bornhorst, Dowd.
Oh yeah, dude. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was just like, you know, kind of a spur of the moment thing, and we're like, screw it, let's go try some oval. And we just had a ball. I mean, we just went there and just, you know, turned left for a day and ended up working out pretty good.
Well, maybe someday soon we'll.
And I've never really, I really wanted to, like, I'm buddies with Max Fleur, and he's hardcore into it, like with Custom Works, which is an oval car company. And I've told him that I wanted to go to a race. And he said, like, if I, you know, could go to one, he could supply me with cars and stuff. So that's one of the things that I want to do really bad is go to an oval race just to try it.
RC Chili Bowl.
So it'd be cool for sure.
Maybe we could.
But the travel schedule is pretty gnarly.
Maybe
that
Mike
I have going on already. So
Mike and I would like to organize an OTB sponsored payout race. Maybe we can get the star power of Joe Bornhorst to the race.
I'm down.
And you're providing the payout.
Yeah, and you got to provide the payout. Just FYI.
I'm not down anymore.
All
I
right, buddy.
retract my statement.
Well, hey, it was good to catch up with you. Good luck this weekend in the
Myrtle Beach, Florida.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach, Florida trophy truck class.
Yeah. Yep. In the 10 scale nitros.
That's right, buddy.
Hey, Mike, tell old RM I said hi.
Oh, I sure will. I'll do that. I'll let her know.
All right, Joe. Take care.
All right, everybody.
Yeah,
See ya.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Joe Bornhorst, Team
Techno RC.
Is Techno an American company?
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
So Techno RC reminds me of, in a weird way, kind of like KTM.
Okay.
They started out making like conversion kits they're based out of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And they started out making like conversion kits for existing brand cars.
Conversion into what?
Conversion from nitro to electric.
Okay, go ahead.
Before that was popular.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Now that's really popular. Well, then they like spurred off and like they made their own car. And everybody was kind of like, nah.
New guys on the block.
Yeah, they won't last, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they gathered the right people, Joe being one of them. They now have a full line of 8-scale cars, and they just released their first 10-scale four-wheel drive car, which is what he was talking about racing in Vegas.
Okay.
And I'm not saying like, I don't know their sale numbers and things like that, but as far as competitiveness,
yeah,
in my opinion, they're right there with everybody else. The brands that have been around for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. But like KTM, it was kind of odd to see a Techno at a track for a long time.
Okay.
Or if somebody said, I'm driving a Techno, you're like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like how, like KTM's butterscotch years.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And then it was like almost overnight, I don't really know what happened, but now it's like when somebody says they're driving a Techno, it's just normal.
Yeah. Are there any cars that are like really exotic? Are there like the TM of RC?
There's not that exotic, no.
Okay.
But like there's a company out of England called Schumacher.
Okay.
I don't know what their current car looks like, but they've had some pretty weird designs and pretty unorthodox methods.
I like that.
Yeah. There's another brand called Serpent that Joe was talking about. He used to race for them.
Yeah.
They have some oddball stuff. They have one car that I don't know much about it. It's an on-road car, but it's supposed to be super crazy hard to work on. It's called Project 4X. I don't really even know if you can. I don't know if you buy it or what.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's like supposed to be like the most adjustable car in the world. But the problem is, unless you're like a certified engineer, I don't know that most people would know what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the Ferrari or Lamborghini or Lotus or etc.
Other than it's not dominant necessarily.
Well, those cars are not dominant.
Well, that's true.
That's the thing. Is like Ferrari, they have an F1 team.
Yeah.
But look at like Lamborghini. It's not a race car. It's an exotic car.
I saw a Lamborghini here in town the other day.
Green one?
Baby blue.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a green one that goes north and south on 470 every day. There's a guy that it's his daily driver.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he lives in Lakewood.
What would you do around here?
With a Lamborghini?
Yeah. Not drive in the winter.
Well, I tell you what you would do is you'd have a tow truck on speed dial.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you would do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, no, you wouldn't be able to drive that during the winter. Absolutely not. No, it's a summer car.
What if you put some knobby derbies on it?
I wonder if anybody has ever like rat rotted a Lamborghini. I'm sure somebody has.
There's got to be somebody out there like Bam Margera that's done it. Somebody that has the money, just willing. What did he smash? He cut the roof off his with a roto zip?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Screw it. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we do hot topics?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So, whatever the jet moto music's supposed to be.
Have you heard the new hot topic music?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Only once because I've been kind of MIA.
Okay, well, I'm going to plug that in right now.
Only on Over the Bars podcast will you find hot topics ranging from motocross to remote control cars. This is Hot Topics. Hot Topics are presented to you by our Patreon subscribers. Go to patreon.com/overthebars to pledge today. John L's Motorcycles, 816-478-9393. Bar to Bar MX, ride on. Straight from the deep mind of Mike Garrison to the notepad. This is Hot Topics only on Over the Bars.
And hot topics.
Perfect. Okay. we talked. My first hot topic was the closing of the tracks, which we kind of talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
But circling back around, this is becoming more and more common, and I've heard of it more even in the motocross side of things, RC and motocross. People closing down tracks for ridiculous reasons that don't make sense.
Yeah.
It burns my biscuits and it makes me angry. But at the same time, I think people think too much in the box.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, like, when I went to Hangtown and I announced the Hangtown, the biggest concern with me ever announcing another national was there was no elevator to get me into the score booth.
Yeah. And you're like,
that is the dumbest word of all the stupid things I've done in my life. Do you think rolling up a set of stairs is going to,
or
even if I were to tumble down it, like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like you're less likely to tumble down a set of stairs than someone with good working legs.
Exactly. And if I do, there's only 25% of me that will know that I'm severely injured. So unless it leads to death, it's A-okay.
Yeah. Shit'll buff out.
Yeah. But the problem is, and I'm not discriminating, I'm just saying the problem is there's a lot of people that have the mentality of they're owed something. And I'm not talking about just wheelchair people, but just people in general. And that, like, if they fall down the stairs at Hangtown, it's Hangtown's fault they fell down the stairs.
We live in what is called a litigious culture.
I'm going to take your word for it on it because I don't have a clue what that means.
I'm sure you're familiar with the word litigation.
Sure.
Okay. You understand what, like, okay, so there are lawyers and attorneys, and then there are lawyers and attorneys that are litigators. And those are the people that go to trial and defend or prosecute on behalf of
idiots,
a company or a person or whatever. And they are litigators. So they are the ones that are in the courtroom during trial defending or representing a company, person, group.
Okay.
Class action lawsuit type deal. So to say that we have a litigious culture says that we are sue happy, that anytime you are wronged, you are entitled to compensation. Did I say wrong or wronged? Anytime you are wronged by a company or a person, you are therefore entitled to compensation. We have laws that essentially they're there to protect people, but lawyers and attorneys take advantage of those laws and pervert them into their own best interest to drum up money out of thin air, essentially, like go to suit. So, like, you know how McDonald's has coffee cups that say caution hot on it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know anybody that doesn't know that coffee is hot?
No.
Okay. A woman pulled into the McDonald's drive-thru, bought a cup of coffee, pulled it into the car, set it between her legs, and the lid popped open, and she burned the inside of her legs. Went to the emergency room, and then filed a lawsuit against McDonald's because she did not know that the coffee was hot, because there was no caution hot labeling on the drink. That type of behavior has set a precedent for our entire culture, to where if a door is just cracked open for the chance of someone filing lawsuit against someone or a company, for a perfect example, this is in my industry at FedEx. We had this new system come out on our GPS, on our power pads. So that's the unit that we scan all the packages with. Whenever FedEx guy comes in, you sign for the package on the power pad.
Okay.
You can just call it a scanner, but we call them power pads. So
I'm going to say that tomorrow when the FedEx guy comes in.
hey, I like
Sweet
your
power pad,
sweet
bro.
power pad.
Yeah.
Well, see, if it's a FedEx ground guy, he won't know what you're talking about
Oh.
because at ground they just call them scanners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's FedEx Express, then yeah, call it a power pad.
Okay.
Say, hey, I like your power pad.
Okay.
You're like, ooh, how'd you know?
Wow. You're an insider.
Yeah, you must know someone.
Yeah.
We started to roll out a brand new function for 24/7 live tracking on all power pads through GPS. So at the time of delivery, let's say I scan a package right here, it records the exact by the millimeter location of the package being scanned. Okay. And then it records the location of the signature, and then it records the location of whenever the stop is closed out. So like whenever, we say, hey, what's your last name? Garrison. Okay, click, 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 in stop. All right.
Okay.
So then in the event that you call in to FedEx and say, hey, I didn't get my package. Okay, well, let's type the tracking number. Well, it says that it was signed for by M. Garrison.
In his kitchen.
We can literally send a screen cap of where the package was scanned, signed for, and by who. So like, let's say in a giant office building and you walk in and nobody's in the first, second, third, or fourth cubicle, and then you go to the fifth cubicle, somebody's sitting in there temporarily, ended up being a company rep and not even someone that works there like full time. Then you say, oh, well, it was signed for in this spot of the building, and they can show it by GPS. And
Wow.
So that's how accurate it is. So we started to roll out this new function, and every time that we have a new technology rollout, it goes to one of our stations in California, most specifically Northern California, because that's where we've had the most issues with employee rights with our company. So essentially, the lawyers of our company have said, okay, we're going to roll out this program. We need to send it to the most pussified part of our workforce, which happens to be in the Bay Area in Northern California. So we rolled out this new program. After 1 day of operating the live GPS tracking, 7 of the employees that were delivery employees came back and had a class action lawsuit filed before the end of the day against FedEx, saying that FedEx was invading their privacy.
Why? How is that invading? If you're right at night when those stupid commercials, Dick Weasel and Dick Weasel comes on TV. Yeah. I just want to oh wow.
Yeah. So
I don't even get the point.
Right.
If you're at work, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Your boss has the right to know where you're at, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so for some reason, these people, never mind the fact that they're on company time, in company property, using company equipment, everything about them is company, right? They're being paid for their time to represent the company.
Yeah.
Using the company equipment, delivering company service. You see what I'm saying? They felt that it was an invasion of their privacy because they were not sure if FedEx was monitoring them the entire time that they were being recorded or their entire time. Like, so let's say a guy out on his route has some spare minutes and wants to run a quick trip, take a piss, and get a bag of potato chips, right?
Okay.
They were afraid that the management would come down on them and be like, hey, we noticed that the truck turned into Quick Trip and you didn't have a delivery there, but you were on the clock and not in break mode. What's going on here? That's what it boils down to.
Why is that wrong of them?
Because they're not getting paid to stop a Quick Trip and eat potato chips.
No, I meant why is that wrong of management to ask them that?
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what exactly. Yeah, right. But they felt at this one station in California that was too much, that it was infringing upon their rights too far. So we didn't get to roll out this new program, and now we don't have live GPS tracking. And honestly, it would have made us more efficient. It would have made us a better company. We could have lowered our prices. It could have worked, but because these people,
Dick weasels didn't want to have management asking about what they were doing
while on company time, then the lawyers had to figure out a way to force them to sign an agreement, or more importantly, force everyone that uses a power pad how to sign an agreement. And then we just figured out it's literally not possible to get every single courier to sign this agreement, waiving their privacy essentially while on company time. So now what we do is anytime I scan a package, let's say I'm on a quick trip on the other side of the freeway here.
Okay.
And I scan your package over there.
Okay.
Then it would automatically go into what is called a stop proximity report. And it would be red flagged because I scanned the package more than 0.3 miles away from your physical address. So then whenever I get back to the station, then I would have to fill out a little piece of paper that says, why did I do this? So now that's our way around it. Okay. Now, it's created more hassle than anything else if it could have just been done the first way.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example of what it's like to live in a litigious culture. Instead of work being able to just be done, we have to figure out a way, or corporations have to figure out every single thing that they do, how do we avoid getting sued by customers and employees? You see what I'm saying?
My mind is blown.
Yeah.
That makes me think of, like, no matter where you work, if your boss ever asks you, what are you doing?
You'd be like, it's none of your business.
You could sue him.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that stupid?
That is the dumbest thing ever.
Let me ask you about this. And this is going to be a kind of a culture shock for you. Because you work, in a family environment. All right. Let's say that you work at...
Pick somewhere really cool.
I was going to say Bayer.
That's not cool. But
No,
okay.
it's not. Bayer.
But that's fine. Sure.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Very corporate company. So you work at Bayer, and it's your first year, and you are allowed, or you get 2 weeks paid time off.
Okay.
You get 4 personal holidays.
Okay.
And then 40 hours of paid sick time.
Okay.
All right. Now, for that 40 hours of paid sick time, you have to, let's say, if you call in on a Monday or a Friday and say, "Hey, I'm sick, I can't come to work," and then the company says, "Oh, well, we're gonna need a doctor's note."
Okay.
But not on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Only on Monday or Friday. How would you feel about that?
I mean, from an outsider point of view that doesn't actually work at Bayer,
Yeah.
my first reaction would be I'd be angry.
Right.
But if I legitimately was calling in sick,
Yeah.
there's nothing to be angry about.
What business is it? Tell me, what is Bayer's business in what your ailment is, your reason that you can't make it to work, even though you are allotted and you are being paid for your time of not coming to work because you're sick.
Now, see, this, you got a good topic here.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good hot topic. And here's why. So I'm going to get to my answer, but I have to tell you this first. When you go to Supercross and you go to get your tickets and you get handicap tickets, they can't ask you why you need handicap tickets. Therefore, they can sell them, and they will sell them to anyone.
Yeah.
Which means if Joe Blow shows up and says, "Oh, I need handicap tickets,"
Yeah.
he'll go there with no handicap whatsoever, and he'll sit there, but there's only select amount of handicap seats.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of like, I don't want to work harder to go sit somewhere else. Like, that's physically the only place that I can wheel up to go sit.
Yeah.
They can't ask, what's your handicap? Therefore, they can be sold. Same with hotel rooms.
Okay.
In that instance, from my point of view, it's irritating in the sense of people take those limited spots not thinking. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
If they could ask, why do you need handicap seating?
Yeah.
It would clean things up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, we couldn't go to St. Louis one year because when we called, all the handicap seats were sold.
Okay.
But there were plenty of other, there was 10,000 other regular seats.
Yeah.
But the handicap seating was all sold. So they said, well, the best you can do is come and sit there and try to trade somebody. So we went and we tried to trade. We're like, hey, we actually need these. Like, we can't get up in the whatever. And the people wouldn't move.
They wouldn't.
No.
Okay.
They wouldn't trade us. So it was like, what? Which, granted, yes, they bought those tickets.
Yeah.
I understand what they're saying. But the fact that they didn't, I don't know. It's a fine line. Like, no, I don't think you should have to necessarily share what your handicap is, but at the same time, so it kind of goes to the sick thing. Like, no, I don't feel like it's their business. I guess I'm comparing apples and oranges, kind of.
Well, it's an understandable comparison because, to play devil's advocate here, imagine if for instance, like, here's one for you. If you went to a amusement park and asked for the so that at amusement parks they have express passes for handicapped people. So
do?
Yeah, so you don't have to wait in line.
A, why? B, why has nobody ever told me about this?
Well, I don't know, but yeah, if you go and you tell them, hey, I'm handicapped, I need I can't wait.
Zoom?
Yeah, I can't wait in line because I have a bladder thing where I have to go to the bathroom every 10 or 15 minutes, so I physically can't wait in line, stuff like that. They can ask you what your issue is then because it's like a specialty deal.
Okay.
They can't ask you, why do you need handicap tickets? No. But they can ask you, what do you need these express handicap tickets for? You see what I'm saying? So kind of a similar situation where it's like there is a fine line between they should be able to and they shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so where I was going with this. It's kind of fucked up to me that employers can ask for a doctor's note on Monday or Friday, but they don't require it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It doesn't matter. Also, there are people that call in sick that have mental health issues, or not necessarily mental health issues, but there are days whenever they just wake up really severely depressed for no reason. And it might just happen to be on a Monday or a Friday. Now, and depression has a stigma to it where it's seen as like a weakness, or it can be, or it's like a concern, and then you don't trust someone. It kind of changes your relationship, or not your relationship, but what you're willing to give someone.
Sure.
As far as like workload, because imagine being treated like, oh, well, Mike, you're in a wheelchair. We're only going to make you work half as hard as everybody else.
I would gladly take that. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, now imagine that, but for just depression.
Right.
Okay, so instead of, there are people that call in sick, but they're just too depressed to work. And it's like a physical sickness to them. But you can't just go to the doctor on a Monday, whenever their books are completely out, then you have to go to the hospital or to an urgent care center, or maybe if you have one in your town, like one of those minute clinics inside Walgreens. Not everybody has those. But my point is, in my opinion, and typically I'm more a little more right-leaning, a little more just bulldoze your way through it, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. In the situation, and I'm not talking about I'm talking about specifically, there are people that just need to work harder at their job. However, if I was an employer and I allotted my employee 5 sick days and they call in sick, I'm not going to ask why they're not coming to work. It's not my business.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. You're saying before you use up your 5 sick days.
Yeah.
This puts a whole other paint job on things. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So-
if you get 5 sick days, no, man, those are sick days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I thought you meant if they went over that.
Oh,
like,
no,
like on a weekly
no,
basis.
No, I'm talking about just in your sick days. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not for that. No.
Yeah.
That won't work for me.
Yeah. So there are a lot of companies where on Monday and Friday they require you to provide doctor's notice of what it is, why you're not coming to work.
Okay.
There have been a couple weeks ago, I called in on a Tuesday after I hurt my back riding, and I was kind of worried that they were going to ask me for a doctor's notice, but they ended up not. But I was going to be like, the fuck do you want me to do? I'm just staying home so I can rest. You want me to go? And see, the thing is,
essentially, you could, if you were a Dick Weasel and Dick Weasel, you could go further hurt your back, and then it's FedEx's fault.
Right. Okay. And then also, if I do go, let's say I do go,
Okay.
right? So I have company medical insurance.
Okay.
So if I go to the Minute Clinic and I have 100% or I have zero copay,
Okay.
guess who pays that?
They do. FedEx.
They do.
Yeah.
So not only are they requiring me, or not only are they paying me to not come to work, but then they're requiring me to spend $80 of their money because they're the ones that are paying for it.
I could definitely understand. I would be way more understanding if you used all your sick days.
Absolutely. Now, see, okay.
Then it starts taking away from work.
Now here's the thing. At my company, now let's say you have your sick days, you can call in after you use your sick days.
Okay.
You can call in another 10 times sick in a year and not accept pay.
Wow.
Yeah. And it doesn't go against your performance reviews. Now, see, here's the crazy thing. After your sick days, you can still call in sick and get paid for it, but it counts against your performance reviews, and you're penalized for it one way or another. I don't know, because everybody knows that you're not going to call in and ask for pay whenever you're past your sick days. I would say that there are, at my work of 100 plus employees, that there might be one to 5 people that use all 5 sick days in a year. And those people are ones with like kids. Yeah. And it's not them that's sick, it's their kids that's sick.
Yeah.
And they have to stay home with their child or do stuff like that, emergency type deals.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of times whenever, again, they'll just not take the pay. Even though they still are within the pay.
Yeah.
They just won't take it. Yeah.
Does that help you if you don't take the pay when you?
Nope. Because if you're within your first or your 40 hours of paid sick time,
Okay.
not taking the pay is pointless.
Yeah.
Because it's allotted to you.
Yeah.
It's the company.
You're only
essentially
hurting yourself.
Owes it to you. And then check this out. After you've been with the company for a year, if you do not take sick time, every single hour that you get, okay, so like I called in sick once this fiscal year.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the fiscal year in June, I will get a check for all of the time that I didn't use.
Wow. That's cool.
So it's essentially like if you don't call in sick ever, you get paid for 53 weeks of work instead of 52.
Oh, that's cool.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the middle of summer, they just write you an entire other paycheck. Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'd love to sit here and talk, but I got to go home.
Yeah.
It's getting late. We got things to do tomorrow.
We do.
Okay. Mike and I messed around with a voice enhancer for a little bit before we started the podcast. And
we did.
We probably fucked around with that for probably 30 mints.
Entirely too long, but it was a great time.
Yeah. And we recorded just a touch of it, and we're going to put that into the end of the show. We thank our patron subscribers. We thank all of our listeners worldwide, international, even in outer space. We appreciate our outer space listeners. I'd like to.
We hope you got your stickers and your shirt.
Yeah.
We sent it off in a rocket.
Yeah, we did. And
shot it off north 32 degrees.
Towards the true North Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the thing to keep in mind is our rocket did, in fact, have to go into orbit around the moon to slingshot back outwards. Listen, we're trying to get this there as fast as possible.
Right.
So
slingshot engaged.
Exactly. If you are in the, call Orion's Belt home, or you are in the nebular arm of the of our solar system, or not our solar system, our
universe.
No. More localized, Milky Way, our galaxy.
Yes.
Bear with us; it's on its way.
Yes,
and we're still working. I'm sure you'll get your first month from April, May, coming anytime now.
Yes, if Dick Weasel wouldn't have shut down the new FedEx process, you would have already had it.
Okay, and then also we'd like to thank Bar to Bar MX, who has a Pro-Am coming up on the, I don't remember, I made the flyer, but I don't remember when it is. They've got 2 races coming up in the month of November. Be sure to go to both of them. The first one coming up, I believe, on the 4th and 5th, or maybe 5th and 6th. I don't want to quote one weekend to get the dates wrong. Go to bartobarmx.com or follow them on Instagram and Facebook. The first race is the Kansas State Championship. The Oklahoma-Kansas Border Battle Round 2. The first one is at Tulsa MX, and they had like 400 entries. And then the second one is at Bar to Bar, and that will be the second round of that, and it will be the deciding race for all the classes and entries. And then the later race in the year is, I believe, the 21st and 22nd, and that's a Bar to Bar for the AMA, the first AMA Pro-Am in Kansas history, coinciding with the Kansas State Championship. And that's at Bar to Bar in just north of Wichita, Kansas, in Mays. And I believe they have a minimum $3,000 pro purse, and I know that it's growing. They've got more money coming in for that, so it'll be a little bit better, and that'll be between 250 Pro Sport and 450 Pro Sport. Also, we want to thank Donnell's Motorcycles. Go to donnellsmotorcycles.com, or it might be donnellsmotorcyclesinc.com, or you can just call them at 816-478-9393, and they are at 17501 West US 40 Highway in Independence, Missouri. Stop in. They've got Honda, Kawasaki.
Nope. No, they do not.
Fuck, I don't know why I said that. Honda, Suzuki, Beta, Gas,
CF
Moto, and Husqvarna. And they've got dirt bikes, street bikes, quads, scooters. I believe do they sell Honda generators? Michael?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, but they do sell watercraft? No.
Nope. I don't think that either.
Okay, another miss. And I know that they don't sell Honda lawnmowers.
No, they do not sail. They do not
sail them.
Nope.
Nope, and they do not have boats to sail either.
No, they do not.
No,
but they do have Bart, Tim, and Mikey.
They do have Bart, Tim, and Mikey, the all-star trio, and lest we not forget Larry back in service. Yeah, Ultimate Larry. Go see them. They have stocked the new 2018 Fox gear right there, front and center. You walk in the store, you're going to see brand new 2018 Fox gear. Go buy yourself a new set of Fox gear from Donnell's Motorcycles. And that's it. That's all of our. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Thanks for listening to OTB. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, rate, tell your friends. If there's any one thing that we can ask you to do, we have moved past rating us on iTunes. We appreciate that. Simply tell your friends on Facebook and Instagram, share the photo, like our Facebook page. Just share it. We need more people. Our audience continues to grow, but we want to grow it more because both Mike and I both have gigantic egos, and we need more fans at all times. So more fans, more downloads, more listens, more Patreon subscribers. Just keep those likes and subscriptions coming right on in.
Taking over the world is a lot harder than you think, but we're doing it one podcast at a time.
OTB.
Over now.